Hello, everyone, and welcome to Classic Tales and Hidden Gems, where we celebrate the public domain. Today, we're off to Hollywood, where we're talking about The Lost World, both the book from 1921 and the movie from 1925. The book, The Lost World, was written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle of Sherlock Holmes fame and stars his second most famous character, Professor Challenger. So we start off with intrepid reporter Edward Malone, and he is trying to propose to his girlfriend, but he gets told she only wants to marry a hero. So he goes to his editor and asks for a dangerous assignment, and he is sent to interview Professor Challenger, who is a hot-tempered scientist who's making these wild claims about discovering dinosaurs in South America. But once Edward gets there, the evidence that Professor Challenger gives him is pretty good, actually. So he finds himself joining the expedition to go explore the Lost World. But once they find themselves trapped on the Forbidding Plateau, will he ever see civilization or his girlfriend ever again? This book is a classic adventure story. Most characters fit a certain archetype. There's the intrepid reporter, the daring sportsman, the absent-minded professor, but the standout here is Professor Challenger. This is a character that is born to be played by Brian Blessed. We've got a great quote here about him. "If it is impossible to be at your ease, it is equally impossible to be dull in his company, for one is always in a state of half-tremulous doubt as to what sudden turn his formidable temper may take." The book builds up to the Lost World very well. Challenger carefully lays out his evidence, and then there's this great sequence where they're traveling down the river to the plateau, and they have to go down this hidden river that's hidden in the reeds, and it's described like the trees grow so close to the riverbank, it's like going down a long green tunnel. This is probably my favorite sequence in the book. It really does give you the magical feeling of being transported to another world. And then, of course, once we get there, you get dinosaurs. There is a funny moment when Professor Summerlee first sees the dinosaur tracks and thinks they've been made by a giant bird. And he's not wrong. There are all kinds of dinosaurs. They meet a family of iguanodons. They get attacked by a pterodactyl. There's this unnamed meat-eating dinosaur that's described as hopping like a kangaroo. Dinosaur science was kind of new when this book was written. But they're still great. Honestly, my only complaint is there aren't enough dinosaurs, because the book is somewhat let down by its weak ending. The grand finale has the expedition being attacked by ape men. And it's not that there isn't good action and drama from this sequence, but it leads to the most dated feeling part of the book. Yes, even with the dinosaurs that hop like kangaroos. Because the book starts talking about, man's natural domination of nature and all of this manifest destiny stuff that I really could have done without. Because, of course, they also meet some native South Americans also living on the plateau. Yes, the lost, undiscovered wilderness already has people living there. Because, of course, it does. Very colonialist, could have done without it. But even with this weakness, it's still a grand adventure. The movie makes up for the lack of dinosaurs in spades. The movie, like I said, is from 1925 and has Sir Arthur Conan Doyle on film doing the intro. The movie makes a couple changes to the script. You've got Paula White being added as a character. She is the daughter of the scientist that initially discovered the Lost World. They use her mostly as to have a love triangle between her, the reporter, and the sportsman that, in my opinion, doesn't really work. Hollywood, adding unnecessary love triangles since 1925. But it does raise the stakes for the expedition, because it's not just about Professor Challenger's ego anymore. Now it's a rescue mission. I do feel I need to point out that there is a little blackface in this movie, which I could have done without, because I did check. Even in 1925, there are actual black actors in Hollywood. But it is only a minor character. So, the movie wisely limits itself to one ape man and concentrates the drama on trying to escape from the plateau. The added dinosaur content is delightful. The stop motion effects are done by Willis O'Brien, who also did the special effects for King Kong and was the mentor of the great Ray Harryhausen of Jason and the Argonauts fame. Now, a little spoiler for the ending, but both the movie and the book has them bring back a dinosaur as proof. In the book, they bring back a baby pterodactyl that gets loose in the lecture hall and flies around, but the movie has them bring back an entire brontosaurus that gets loose on the shipping docks and goes stomping through London. And it is wonderful. As a lifelong kaiju fan, getting to see the first time a movie monster knocks down a building, thrilling. Just thrilling. So the movie is available in the public domain. I'll have some links down below, but the public domain version that's available is missing some footage. So if you can track it down, Flickr Alley released a restoration from in 2017 that is the most complete version of the movie available. My public library had it. Yours might too. Definitely check it out. And then, of course, if you'd like to read the book, it's available through Project Gutenberg and standard ebooks. The links will be down below. That's all for me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.